I want you to think about the last 72 hours of your life. 3 full days. 4,320 minutes. Now tell me honestly, what do you have to show for it? Not what you did. Not what you were busy with. What did you actually build? Finish? Move forward? If that question makes you uncomfortable, good. Stay with that feeling. This story is about a man who lived in that gap for years. Until one Tuesday night, his 7-year-old daughter closed it for him. Every morning, the universe performs an act of perfect equality. It hands every human being alive the same envelope. 86,400 seconds. Not one more for the wealthy. Not one less for the struggling. The same envelope to the billionaire and the broke college student. The same envelope to the single mother working 2 jobs and the CEO with a private jet. Same envelope. Every single day. Some people tear that envelope open with urgency. They treat those seconds like oxygen. Like they know, deeply, physically know, that the envelope doesn't come back once it's spent. Others let it sit on the counter. They mean to open it. Just after this show ends. Just after they check Instagram one more time. Just after the weekend. Just after things calm down. The envelope doesn't care. It expires at midnight either way. What separates these two kinds of people isn't intelligence. It isn't privilege. It isn't willpower or some rare gene that makes certain humans immune to distraction. It's a decision. A single, daily, hourly, moment-to-moment decision. What gets my full attention and what doesn't? This is the story of Marcus Webb and how a 7-year-old taught him the answer. Marcus Webb was, by every visible measure, doing fine. 38. Project manager at a growing tech firm in Austin. Decent salary. Nice house with a yard Lily could run around in. A marriage to Dana that still had warmth in it, though if Marcus was being honest, and he rarely was with himself, the warmth was running on fumes. On paper, Marcus was productive. His calendar was color-coded. Red for urgent, blue for meetings, green for personal commitments. There was barely any white space left. Looking at it gave him a strange sense of pride. Look how much I'm doing. Look how needed I am. He arrived at work early, left late, answered emails at dinner, took calls on weekends. He was always on. And yet, the project he'd promised his boss would be done in Q1 was now limping into Q4. The book he'd been writing for 2 years had 11 pages. The promotion he'd been angling for kept going to other people. The weekend trips he'd promised Dana, still just screenshots in a folder labeled someday. The quality time with Lily, replaced. Slowly, quietly, by just a minute. Baby, on an infinite loop. Marcus was running at full speed. In every direction. And therefore, going nowhere. The cruelest thing about his situation? He genuinely didn't see it. Because being busy feels like productivity. The notifications, the meetings, the full calendar, the constant motion, it all creates a powerful illusion. A story you tell yourself and everyone around you. I'm working so hard. I'm giving everything. I just need more time. He said it constantly. There just aren't enough hours in the day. His coworker James, who had the same job title, the same hours, and somehow shipped 3 successful projects that year, would just smile quietly when Marcus said that. Marcus thought James was lucky. He wasn't that it happened on a Tuesday. An ordinary, forgettable Tuesday in October. Marcus was at his desk at 9 p.m. Dana had stopped asking when he was coming to dinner. Lily had learned to say goodnight through the office door rather than wait for a hug. He had 14 browser tabs open, 3 conversations running, a report half-written, an email half-read, a coffee gone cold 2 hours ago. He was doing what he always did, switching rapidly between all of it, touching everything, finishing nothing, feeling simultaneously overwhelmed and weirdly empty. The door creaked open. Lily, pajamas with little foxes on them, hair still damp from her bath, holding a drawing, crayon on yellow paper. A man at a desk, a little girl standing in the doorway. Daddy, hey bug, it's late. You should be in bed. I just wanted to show you my drawing. He glanced at it for half a second. That's great, babe. Really good. We'll put it on the fridge tomorrow, okay? She stood there a moment longer. Daddy, are you working? Yeah, I've got a lot to finish tonight. She nodded slowly, the way kids do when they're processing something too big for their vocabulary. Then she said it. 7 words. Quietly. Without accusation. Without drama. Just simple. Devastating, 7-year-old honesty. You're always working. But nothing ever gets done. And she padded back down the hallway to bed. Marcus sat very still. He wanted to dismiss it. She's 7. She doesn't understand. Of course things get done. But the question came before he could stop it. Like what? Name one thing. One thing that actually moved forward today. He opened his notebook and wrote, with brutal honesty, everything he had completed that day. The page stayed almost blank. He sat with that for a long time. Marcus didn't sleep much that night. But for once, his insomnia wasn't filled with scrolling. He just lay there, thinking, replaying not just the day, but the months, the years, the slow, invisible accumulation of distracted days that had somehow become his life. By 5 a.m., he had made a decision. One experiment. 1 week. He would change one thing, just one. Every morning, before he opened email, before he looked at his phone, before he spoke to a single person, he would write one sentence. The single most important thing I need to finish today. Not 10 things. Not the urgent things and the important things and the pending things. One thing. The thing that, if he completed nothing else, would mean the day mattered. Then he would work on that thing. First. Completely. Uninterrupted. For 90 minutes minimum. Phone in a drawer. Notifications off. Door closed. Just him and the one thing. Day 1. He finished a proposal he'd been working on for 6 weeks. In 94 minutes. He stared at it like it was a magic trick. Day 2. He completed the first real chapter of his book. Not outlined it. Wrote it. Start to finish. Day 3. He had a genuine conversation with Dana at dinner. Actually present. She looked at him strangely across the table. You seem different, she said. Different how? Like you're actually here. By the end of the week, he understood something he couldn't have explained before living it. Focus isn't about doing more. It's about doing less. Completely. Here's what Marcus learned. And what I want you to hear. We live in the most distracted era in human history. Your phone is engineered by the smartest psychologists and designers on the planet to fracture your attention into 1,000 tiny pieces. Every app, every notification, every scroll is optimized to keep you almost focused on nothing important. Almost satisfied, almost done, almost. Busy is the default setting of modern life. And busy is comfortable. It fills the hours. It silences the deeper questions. It lets you feel like you're moving without having to ask. Moving toward what? Exactly. Distraction is not a technology problem. It's a values problem. When you don't know what matters most, everything feels equally urgent. When you don't define your one thing, the world will fill your time with its 10,000 things. The people who built remarkable lives, artists, scientists, leaders, parents who raised extraordinary children, they were not people who had more time. They were people who had more clarity. Clarity about what deserved their full presence. And the courage to protect that. Marcus didn't need a new system. He didn't need a better app. He didn't need a longer day. He needed to choose. And so do you. For months after that Tuesday night, Marcus submitted his project. On time. His best work in years. His boss pulled him aside. I don't know what changed, but keep doing it. He finished chapter 12 of his book on a Saturday morning while Lily watched cartoons downstairs. He and Dana booked the trip. Not someday. October 15th. Flights paid for. Hotel confirmed. And one evening, Lily walked into his office again. Same doorway. Same little knock. This time he turned around before she even spoke. Hey, Bug. She held up a new drawing. A man and a little girl. Outside this time. Sunshine. A garden. Holding hands. I drew us, she said. For when you're done with work. He closed the laptop. I'm done, he said. Let's go outside. She grabbed his hand and pulled him down the hallway. And his mind, for the first time in longer than he could remember, was quiet. Not empty. Not numb. Quiet. The deep, earned quiet of a man who had spent his day on what mattered. Tonight. Not tomorrow. Tonight. Open a blank page. Write one question at the top. What is the one thing that, if I did it completely, would change everything? Don't overthink it. You already know the answer. You've always known. You don't need more time. You have enough. What you need is the courage to focus, fully, completely, uncomfortably, on what actually matters. The clock is already running. The envelope is already open. What are you going to do with it? If this story hit something in you, drop a comment below. Tell me the one thing you've been avoiding. Say it out loud. That's where it starts. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, share this with them. It might be the thing they needed today. I'll see you in the next one.